Hello guys, welcome again. So today I am going to take up a part 3 of the e-commerce application, and this time I'm going to show the payment gateway using Stripe, and this time not using ASP.NET Core 3.1, which was used till the part 1 and 2, but now I have switched over to the ASP.NET 5, which is the latest version of ASP.NET Core, which is now unified with ASP.NET Framework. So it has become 5 and it is a stable version as of today. And so we are going to process it with the Stripe payment gateway. So Stripe, if you haven't heard it, it is just like PayPal. It's a world famous payment integration platform. And if you recall, I have shown the last part I have left here. So this was the part 2, and this was about buy product, add to cart, and continue shopping or checkout. Okay, so we'll take it from there. So it's very important that you have already learned, you have gone through the part 1 and part 2, which will be again in the video description. So let's switch over to see what are the steps involved in payment integration with Stripe. So please watch the film, watch the video through and through, and I will put some markers, some timestamps for help you navigate to the different part. And I'm sure you will, by the end of this video, you'll be more satisfied that the payment integration has come up now. So I will briefly tell you the step-by-step thing, and as I go through each step, I will actually do the practical thing, start building from where we left in the part 2. So again, please go through the first and the second part if you haven't gone, because it's entirely built on the tutorial in the first and second part. So first of all, we need to add NuGet package, and we need to add through the package manager console by issuing this command. This is a stripe.net package, or you can do it by right clicking and get the manage NuGet packages. Now before I move any further, it will be interesting to see the how the finished product looks like. Okay, so please let's see the finished product when it runs. Now if you recall the first and the second part, particularly at the end of the second part, we had a e-commerce shopping cart ASP.NET 5, and it has got a product cart, okay, with a few flowers, and it has got now a buy now image. I have replaced the earlier link with image, buy now image. So if you click on buy now, it will take you to the cart page where you can either remove or continue shopping or go to the checkout. So if you wish to continue shopping, you can add any other flower, say flower 3. So flower 1 and 3 are added. If you want to remove flower 3, you can remove, it will not be there. And if you continue shopping, you can add a few more flowers, flower 4, and continue shopping, and flower say 5, and then ultimately it has got a sum of 13.2. Let's assume that it is in dollar. So I am in New Zealand, so I am assuming it is in New Zealand dollar. And you can always append a dollar over here and go to checkout. All right, so when you go to checkout, this is where the things come. So you can see this is actually directed to localhost colon port and slash checkout. So checkout is the controller that um, is that was already built in the part 2, and now I can pay it with a card. So I will, please be patient and hang on to till the end of this lecture, because I'll be discussing some very important steps in the configuration process. So that's why, to sustain the interest, I'm showing you the final product. So pay with cart. Now here there is a test mode. So what is this test mode? If you click on this test mode, it will take you to the Stripe website, stripe.com/testing such cards. So these are some basic test cards. Okay, so if you click on, these are all fake cards actually, but they will be helping you in testing. Anyway, they will work. So these are different kind of cards: Visa, debit, Mastercard. So you can pick up any of these cards. Okay, and then after copying the card number, you just paste it over here, and you put any email. So I found that it's in non-debug mode, so it is showing these all of my email addresses. But if you wish to add any email address, say for example just any fake email address, so that is all validated. So all you need is at the rate, and then following that at the rate, something dot sign should be there, dot symbol should be there, dot another symbol, then month and year. So any uh, month and any year in the future. So let's say 923 and CVC, any 3-digit number, or let's try with 4-digit number or 5-digit number. Oh no, 4-digit number. So if you try with 3-digit number, let's see what happens. And this is the postal code basically. So postal code, some actual postal code or fake postal code will also do. Anyway, and pay 13.20. If everything is validated, it will now pay. Okay, so it's all verified. Now it will come up with a uh, view that your payment has been successfully processed and details of the transaction are amount 1320. This is sent. You know why? Now I have not reprocessed it to show it in correct dollar amount, which is um, divided by 100. But this internally, the Stripe payment platform processes everything in cents. So whatever dollar I was showing before, they had to be processed, but they had to be actually internally changed to cent before coming to that checkout. So I will explain that in a bit. And for the time being, let's switch over to Visual Studio and start coding. So again, the first part was to add the NuGet package, stripe.net. Okay, so that's what we are going to do now. So out of the two ways, with the package manager console and right clicking the project to click on manage NuGet packages, you can use either one, but I prefer this one because I don't need to issue any command, and also I know if there are any updates or whichever have been installed is actually showing over here in the installed tab or not. So let's browse for stripe.net. Stripe, the stripe.net on top. So this is the correct one, and click on install and it will be installing. So now it has installed because you have this uninstall button there, and installed also in this tab you can see stripe.net. Okay, there are no other NuGet packages for the time being. Now the second step is visit the Stripe website and get required API keys. That is must because we will be using their API. So we'll visit this site https://stripe.com and click developers tab. The next step is on this tab, click full API reference. So let's do that. So this is the stripe.com website. It automatically appended the culture. It is English of New Zealand where I'm staying. So developers tab, if you browse, just mouse over and it comes up with full API reference. You click over there. And there is a development quick start guide over here, which is, so on that page, click development quick start and obtain your API keys on the resulting page, or you can straight away visit this page to get the API keys. So let's visit this development quick start guide. Obtain your API keys to so Stripe can authenticate your integrations API requests. So these are the publishable and secret keys. Okay, now here there is a catch. Now it's not exactly a catch, sorry to say that, but this is unnamed account. This is, I have already created an account with them. I've already registered with them. All right, so when I have got registered with them, so I've got a set of secret key and a publishable key. And if I log out of this, there will still be a secret and publishable key, but that will be different. So your API keys are always available on the dashboard. So this is the dashboard. Stripes, it is signing in. I've already created a login or registered with them. So this is my signing. So these are my um, publishable key and secret key. Okay. So again, please confirm your password. Continue. So reveal the test key. You should never, they say that you should never reveal this secret key because that actually gives away many things. And this is the test mode. So it doesn't matter anyway. Okay. So now this is where I have noted this on this slide. Stripe issues a pair of these keys known as publishable and secret key, publishable key and secret key without registering for test, and they also work as tested by me. I've already tested it without logging into their website, and also I have created a login or registering. I have registered with them. So that's how I write this. It is advisable to register with them to access your dashboard. You can configure your dashboard to do many other things where you could see your test payments as I will show here. Okay, so you will get another pair of these keys on logging with registered. Actually, this is typo credentials. Okay, so since I am now logged in, so I've got this set of publishable and secret key. But if I log out, just sign out. See, now I have logged out because I can log in, sign in. I still have a publishable and secret key. So this is for everyone, even if you don't register with them. But registration is free, so you can. There's no harm in registering. All right. So your API keys are always available in dashboard. And what is the API keys? There is this publishable API key is. Um, let's see where it is written. I have seen it somewhere. I mean, publishable API key. It is it's not a secret key. Secret key is for actual transaction, and this is for testing. Okay. Now I have just explored very little of this. Is a vast treasure minefield of treasure about if you want to specialize in Stripe docs. This is the place with hundreds of documentation payments get started. And it is always helpful to explore it further than when where I am going to leave. But I'll be drawing a full application. Okay. So please stay tuned with me. So let's see the third step. So in the third step, we have to configure the app settings.json. Now configure the app settings.json file in Visual Studio 2019 to include the Stripe key like this. So this will be my aim to get this block in my app settings.json file. So we'll do that. So I'm back to my project and this is my app settings.json file, and here above this one, after that logging and before allowed hosts, I will just paste this. Now this is my publishable key and secret key, which I got it copied from my clipboard and uncomment and just save it. So this is all there. Now this matches with the documentation. Now I have logged in just to show that I've got another set of publishable and secret keys, which is actually what I have written just now. So this is my publishable key and secret key. You can hide the test key. Okay. And if you want to know about the keys, you can click over here. So what is step 4? In step 4 is I have to now create a folder called data under the project root and a class Stripe settings class which will hold these two keys as public properties. Okay, so let's do that now. So right click on the project node and click on add new item, new folder, data, and add a class. Stripe settings class. So this is open for me. Now I'll create two public properties. This is publishable key. Just copy it over. And make it secret key. Secret key. Just save it. So publishable key and secret key. So now let's see the next step. Next step is configuring the startup class. Now we'll have to configure both the configure services method to include the Stripe configuration set in the which we have set in the app settings file, and configure the middleware to start using Stripe secret key for transactions. Okay. Also, we shall keep ourselves to the test environment. We are no way going to test anything in the production as yet, and not in the video at all. So I have bought my startup class, and we'll have to add some code over here in the configure services method. So what's that code? So come to where this add controllers with views. You'll have to add another line, services dot have to include using statement, stripe setting. Click on the bulb icon. So I'll have to use the data folder to include stripe settings, and then configuration dot get section method. Get section. And what was the section in the app settings? It was a section named Stripe. Okay, simple. Right, and then again in this configure method where we configure middleware, if you are aware, and I will put a line. So before everything else, let me do it here. Stripe configuration now again I'll have to click on this light bulb using Stripe. So Stripe configuration dot, there's one API key property, and I'll have to set this API key property to the secret key that we have set here. Secret key is this one, so I'll just copy it over. Within double quotes is a huge bit of secret key. So that's all. So now this startup class is configured. Okay. Now it might be a good idea to build the application once to see if there are any errors, and we can iron them out if there are any runtime errors. So build the solution, build started. Now build succeeded. So everything is fine, hunky dory so far. Okay. So let's move over to the next step. So the step 6, we are into step 6, remember, and this is edit the index view of the checkout controller to call Stripe checkout script. So I've got a edit the index view as per the Stripe documentation to include a script to the Stripe checkout. So I will show you soon where I have got this script from. So let me just clean up. Let me close all the tabs, and then we'll open close all tabs. Okay. And now start on a clean slate. Now this is checkout views checkout index.cshtml. All right, so this is uh, checkout index dot. So this is where I have to write this code. Now what I will do, I'll have to just delete everything that I have written previously, just get rid of them, and then just paste something from my clipboard. Now I will explain. This is what I got it from the Stripe documentation, and I'll have to inject a namespace and also a using statement. Okay, to make it work. So let's just shift it down a bit, the layout, and then add dot extensions dot options, and then another, this is the inject statement. I will inject a class, inject uh, options. Now this is the our project name, e-commerce shopping cart ASP.NET Core. Okay, and dot data dot stripe settings, it's already exposed, and call this instance as stripe. Basically I'm injecting a stripe object of this type, stripe settings, and this is because I needed to use I options, so I have to call this using statement, this library. Okay, so save it again. Now this part I've just promised where I got it from. Now this is the migration guide. Actually this is simple product catalog with fixed pricing. So I got this migration, and this is the client side code script. Okay, so if I just put them side by side, as close to them together, just you can see this is the script and source, and their data key, data name, data description, data key, data name, data description, data amount, and there are two three things extra there which I got from somewhere else, data locale and data zip code. But basically this migration guide came, this is actually an old style. This is now they're saying that this is an old layout, it should be replaced with a new layout, but that will be another story, another video. So at the moment I'm happy with the client side code is this, and the server side code which will be this, this is a .NET, this is more or less this is the code. Okay, so let's switch over to what we are doing. So I am done editing the index view of a checkout controller, okay, to call stripe checkout script. And now let's see the seventh step, edit the checkout controller to contain a processing action method. Now I'll have to create a new action method for the server side processing of the charge as per the Stripe documentation again, which I have just shown you. And this method will also handle what happens when the transaction succeeds. So back to code. Now on the checkout controller, I've got a rudimentary index method, index action method written. So this has to change also. Now it was till the second part, it was returning a cart, which was all right without the payment gateway. Okay, so I have now I have to add something more. So accordingly, first of all, I need to persist some data over here, and that I will persist with the help of this temp data attribute. I'll decorate. I'll create a public property prop and call this string and call this total amount. I will explain everything in a bit. Total amount get set. Okay. and this part was okay, this part was okay. Now I'll have to put a dollar amount because I need to show dynamically a dollar amount. Other than that, it will show a cents amount, which is not the right display. It doesn't look so good. And I'll put it in the dynamic viewback. So I will make this total as viewback dot dollar amount. Dollar amount. Remember, actually, I have told that whatever dollar amount my product cart brings up to the checkout, that needs to be converted into cents, and then it needs to be and after the payment processing, it needs to be reconverted back to dollar in order for us to show what amount has been processed successfully. So it's a bit of a stuff in the background behind the scene. So viewback dot dollar amount, this is my dollar amount, item dot item into product into price into item number of items, item quantity, product price, and multiplied by the item quantity. All right, now I have already rounded up the output to two places of decimal with this code, math.round viewback.total 2, and here I need to multiply it by 100 to make it cents. Remember, it was in dollars, so need to convert it into cents. So that is easy peasy. So math.round viewback dot, basically now it will not be total but viewback dot dollar amount. Dollar amount comma two places of decimal into 100. Now again it needs to be converted into int 64 or a long, because the amount field is processed as a long in the server, in the payment server, in the Stripe server. So viewback dot total needs to be assigned after converting it to a int 64 type, which is uh, a conversion into long to int 64. So convert dot to int 64 viewback dot total. Right, viewback dot total, and then a total amount which was a string is equal to this. I will create a long total to store that viewback dot total. Okay, because that was dynamic, it needs to be put into a variable. Okay, so now this total amount will be this total long total dot to string, converted back to string because it is stored as a string. So total dot to string, and then return view, and that is index method for you. Now all I need to do to get the completed application is to create a processing action method, which I'll come back now. Now let's write the HTTP post method for processing. Once you have clicked on pay, when the payment cart in a Stripe payment uh, pay appears, as I have shown in the beginning, and I will again show. So HTTP post, this is a post method, post a verb type, and this will be again, it will be returning an action result, and I will call this processing. There will be two parameters. One is Stripe token, passed to it by the application, by the server actually, Stripe server, and then string type Stripe email. Okay, and now let's write the body of this action method. It will be quite interesting. Now var. So I'll be creating a customer, and for that customer I'll be creating a charge. Okay, these are the two things. You can still create a charge without creating a customer, but I will do it the way which will be more sensible. New new customer create options. I have to include using Stripe. Okay, I have to use Stripe, and then here are a few properties exposed. Email. Okay, so this email is Stripe email that is passed to it by the action method Stripe email. I am creating a customer first. So I'm creating the options for that customer, and then name. You can write any email address. Robert. And phone is another property that is exposed. There are many other properties as you have seen. So this will be also a string, a fictitious telephone number, right? And then semicolon to terminate this statement, options cast, and then I'll create a service for this customer. So var service cast. New customer service. There's a customer service class under Stripe, and then new customer service. I've created an option for the customers, and I have also created a customer service for that customer, and then I'll have to create the customer. Okay, so customer class is also there. Customer. I'll take service cust object dot create. Okay, and I'll pass this options object, options cust rather. All right, now I will create the charge. So it is very on the similar lines to what I have done above for options cust. Now it is options charge. New charge create options, and then initialize this charge create options type. Again, here is an amount. Now this amount will be actually coming from the cart. So this will be convert, because that is converted as taken as a long. So I will convert it to int64, which is long. So int64, convert to int64, and what that is, that temp data that I have already created as a public string total amount. So total amount. Now first, this is temp data. Um, just like index here, square brackets, and what was the temp data? That was known as total amount. Okay, Total amount, comma, here. There are several things. Currency. It's not there. Sorry, I made a typo over here. This is charge create options, not capture options. That's a different class. Charge create options. It is amount is there and then currency. Currency say NZ dollar because I'm in NZ, so I'll prefer NZ dollar to currency NZ dollar description buying. Any description you can give, test description or buying flowers, selling flowers, whatever. You can leave that field empty also. And source. Source is this Stripe token that has been passed to it. So Stripe token. Receipt email is the passed on email. Stripe email. Stripe email. Okay. Think there should be no comma over here and then semicolon. And then finally var service. Again, just like var service customer, this will be var service charge. Var service charge. New charge service. Charge service. New charge service class. And then charge. Now I'll create the charge. Charge equals the service charge dot create, not capture but create, and pass this options charge. Okay, now so far about customer and charge. Now what happens when the charge is successful? If the charge is paid, if charge, so you will do it by a status property. Charge the status. So this is a status property. If it equals, there are several things that you could do and it's all there in the documentation, but I am telling you a certain direction. So you are free to read and do your research. So you can write if the charge is succeeded, what you would like to do, then I can do say amount paid, view bag dot amount paid equals to decimal charge dot amount. I am converting the charge from cents to actually dollars by proper processing. Convert to decimal. First, I am converting a long to a decimal and extracting the remainder by this remainder division by remainder 100 and then the total divided by 100 because that was in cents and it will Now give it in dollars by divided by 100. Okay, this is remainder division. It extracts the remainder. So percentage 100 divided by 100 plus charge amount, that was also in cents, that is divided by 100, that will give the full, that is, and this will extract the decimal place. That's why convert to decimal over here. Okay, finally view back dot customer equals customer is there. So customer I have already formed here, customer dot name. This is semicolon actually. Save it and then finally return view. Return the view. And what's the view? View I have not written so far. I'll just build it. Control Shift B to build it to see everything is all right or not. So you can see that build has succeeded. Now comes the uh, turn of making the view for the processing. So add view. Again, reserve view empty. Add. It's not in index. This will be named as processing. So a view is created for me. All I need to do is a couple of lines here, and that will be it. So I'll get rid of this part. Here I will put layout. To apply the layout, and here there's a bit of code, markup rather, markup and C# code, div class, give it a class text center. Okay, and div and div just create a form. ASP action processing. ASP controller is checkout. So checkout and method post. Even if you don't put that post, that will be alright because it has been already decorated in the server side code. Okay, so here let us put a label with a class. Say you can choose any class, but I have chosen text info class, and within this label I'm gonna write your payment has been successfully processed. Your was processed. And below that label I'll put some breaks, and just to make it more practical looking, more commercial looking, I will now extract some information from the view back, which was passed to it dynamically through the view. say block quote. Okay. Text center, and between end paragraph and paragraph, the break to the next line. Customer at viewback.customer. Let's give 2 more breaks, and amount in dollars, say NZ dollars, dot amount P, and that's it. And let's build this application. Just save it and build the solution. So build succeeded. Let's run this application. You have got the products list. Click a few products. Okay, continue shopping. Continue shopping. 8.93. Go to checkout. Amount, pay with card. So we click on pay with card. This is a test mode. So this is update available for migrating to the latest version of this checkout UI, but I will take it in some other lecture in future. So test mode will give me some test cards, which I have already told. Pick up any card at random, doesn't matter. And I will, before leaving, I will show you another thing, that all my test payments are also nicely entered in the dashboard. So any arbitrary email address, any CVC value which is valid, and I don't know how many postal code. It's not very particular. It will give anything. Okay, it will take anything and pay $8.93. Okay, now whoosh, the details of the transaction are customer is Robert and amount is NZ dollar 8.93. It's great. It's all working there. Now, if you look into this, I'll have to sign in just to show you the payment. So for payments, I had to log in and I clicked on payments. These are all the succeeded payments that I've been testing for bringing out this video for the last 1 or 2 days. So all succeeded payments. So that was the fun for creating the dashboard. Thanks for joining me. So in this course is now complete. I have created an end-to-end e-commerce solution with payment gateway by Stripe.